I've made the journey from Šumava to Tlumačov, but why am I here today with Libor Hubík, owner of the company PSí? I've had my first year of riding with an airbag suit from you and am here to explain it to the people. We can go over some points. The first commonly asked question is, as the market is becoming full of airbag vests and suits, or so it seems, what points should the layman be looking out for when making a decision as to which one to buy?
You were right. The market is becoming saturated. I would say there are three aspects, or basic rules of what to consider when making a choice. The first is, what does the airbag cover, and where is it going to be used? Our experience has been gained primarily from racing, where there have been countless crashes in airbag suits. In every fall, we learn what happened, why it happened, and the consequences of it. We see that it is really important the back is covered, as spine protection is critical. It is also very good for the entire chest to be protected, as it is vulnerable, even in small front-end falls from impact with the handlebars and so on.
The petrol tank.
Exactly. Also the shoulders, as when the rider is thrown, it shall often be here and the elbows that can take the brunt of impact from the ground, so it is necessary to protect all the torso, including the collarbone, shoulder joint, hand, etc.
Among other things, I fell X number of years riding and broke my collarbone. I was a bit of a slacker in not wearing the airbag. If I had been, then it most likely wouldn't have happened.
The second type of incident is one that involves a kind of collision with an obstacle, most commonly a car. In these instances, it is common to take the impact with the vehicle on the chest. So again, there is a need to have the chest well protected,
Clearly.
as at that moment is the biggest risk of injury in that area.
Next question. How quickly does the airbag go off, and is this a crucial consideration when choosing one of these systems?
Yes, and like you say, this is a fundamental point. I shall turn to statistics. In the event of a head-on collision, the rider's impact, typically, occurs somewhere between 100 and 400 milliseconds after the initial contact. Consider also, however, sitting stationary on the bike and someone behind fails to stop, crashing into the rider. In this scenario, it is shown that the system needs to react and inflate in under 100 milliseconds before impact with the windscreen.
I can have an airbag built into a one-piece race suit, adventure, regular, and road jacket, or the option of buying the standalone vest for use with any jacket prepared to accommodate the inflation of the airbag. This leads to my next question. How are the airbags built into the products?
Again, if we look at this broadly, there are two options. Either the airbag can go under or on top of the garment. Basically, in a racing scenario, the outside option is a non-starter. Aside from covering sponsor logos, it would very negatively influence the aerodynamics due to buffeting over the whole torso, ultimately slowing the rider. It was mainly because of this that some time ago development of vests moved into the direction of being placed under the clothing. The garment has to be tailored for it. As soon as an airbag inflates, there needs to be the space to allow the bag to expand properly, requiring stretch panels in the correct places.
Okay, talking as a layman now. Let's say I've been riding around for a couple of years in the old jacket that I have at home, and I've put on 5 kilos over the winter. I'm gonna wear an airbag vest, so the airbag can more or less break my ribs, or am I wrong?
Well, maybe not a full fracture, but it is definitely not a good idea.
The airbag energy can't get out?
More that it doesn't work at that moment, losing its effectiveness. At best, it won't help. At worst, it could cause an injury.
That answers the question brilliantly.
In addition to garments designed from the outset to be used with an airbag, there is the possibility of putting the airbag vest underneath a leather or tactile jacket that the owner already has. In this case, however, it is absolutely necessary for someone from a service center with specialist knowledge to assess the garment, its suitability, and if it can be used or not.
You're being modest. As Lieber is not advertising, I will do it for him. You are an authorized service center, so I, as a client, can buy just the vest and come here with my old jacket, and you'll tell me if the jacket is suitable or not.
That's right. Our sales staff are trained and can make the assessment.
Which airbag do you put in your products? Why? What are their advantages and how are they activated? So 3 questions in one.
Basically, we've been working with airbags for more than 5 years. We have tried different systems, from simple mechanical ones.
Those with a tether that actually pull on a trigger to activate?
Exactly. We have selected what I believe to currently be the best on the market. The electronically controlled Tech Air system from Alpinestars. The system here requires that the garment be tailored to it. It has what I like to call an autonomous brain, which evaluates when a dangerous situation occurs. Put it into the garment, attach the cable, which will flash this light when everything is okay, and the system is now functional.
It's all integrated and sewn in. As the user, I can't see or feel it at all.
Yes, we use this product in part due to the extensive protection it provides, the philosophy of operation, speed of filling, which is an incredible few milliseconds from trigger to full inflation, and last but not least, that it is electric. That means it does not have any kind of restrictive connection to the motorcycle.
There are differences in the airbag system that you use in your garments. A differentiation between track and street use as to when the system is triggered. People would like to know about that too.
Exactly. The Alpinestars Tech Air system we use in the suits have 2 selectable modes, race and street. The basic difference is that the race mode is more responsive to a loss of control, such as the typical highside. That is where the machine is in a turn, the rear wheel slides, losing grip, and then suddenly hooks back up again, throwing the rider high into the air, with the typical landing onto shoulders, arms.
Obviously the back.
In street mode, the system is more sensitive to impacts such as hitting or being hit by a car, failing to brake, leaving the road, and so on.
This is potentially an important feature for someone looking to decide on which system to buy, as the airbag should have different working characteristics for road and track.
Exactly. Specifically, the Tech Air system can do both race and street.